Alright, welcome back everybody. It is me, Effie. I've been gone for a long time. I have not uploaded a video in such a long time. I was actually waiting for my TV shows to come back up. Scandal, but we're actually like 3 shows in, and so I am 3 shows behind. But anyways, you can pretty much sum up everything that's happened in the last 3 shows in like less than 5 minutes, which is what exactly I'm going to go ahead and do. So pretty much we know, one, Fitz and Olivia are not together. That ended in season 5A, that portion. You know, they're not together, they broke up. She moved out of the White House, she had the abortion, which again, in my opinion, was such a bad plot point. It's one of those plot points that was so unnecessary and wasn't needed. And I even wonder if that's going to come up later on in this 5B. Actually, it needs to come up in 5B because to me, if it doesn't, then it was really a stupid thing to add to the show. So anyways, they're not together. Olivia's pretty much focusing on her job and focusing on her clients. Fitz, of course, is focusing on women, which is what he does. I can't even say he's focusing on his job because his job is just sex and women. Everybody else is kind of dispersed and doing their own thing. There's a few things going on, though, that I can really talk about that sort of interest me. One, Rowan and Olivia. So Rowan and Olivia have pretty much established their relationship, and they're kind of back into that father-daughter mode again, with her having dinners and lunches with him and then conversing. She's starting to kind of see there's actually some good in him. I don't really know if there's some good in him, but she feels there is, and so she's, I don't know, trying to go back into this father-daughter thing. I guess she's trying to go back into normalcy and feel like she's more in control of her life, personal life, and her career. But in this last episode, which I think is called Wild Card, Huck kind of put a fire in her saying, hey, you really need to look at your father. Like, this calmness with him is not real, that he's got something up his sleeve and he's planning something. So she's kind of thinking like, maybe that's true. And then Jake, if you remember, Jake is now living with Rowan. So she's thinking, okay, so what's going on? Why is Jake living with Rowan, considering Jake was trying to kill him like almost every season for the last 4 seasons? But anyways, they're living together now. They're like father and son, which is really weird to me because he sent her, well, Rowan sent Jake to go sleep with Olivia. So it's kind of like incest, whatever. It's real crazy. It's real wild. But anyway, speaking of Jake, Olivia and Jake are sexing again. So I don't know how I feel about that. I honestly don't care. You know, everybody needs somebody to get a little happy with sometimes and all. But talking with this with other people, they really don't like it. They don't like the fact that she's went with Fitz, Jake. But the way I look at it is, I would rather her be going from Fitz to Jake than from Fitz to somebody unknown. She knows Jake. She's been with Jake. She's familiar with Jake. So it's not, she's going out of her norm. This is her comfort, is Jake. She goes to Jake out of comfort. So everything Olivia is doing is normal. This is her rational state of dealing with things every time things doesn't work out with Jake. So she's sleeping with Jake again. She's combining with Jake again. So, but in this last episode, we just realized that Jake has a girl that he's been seeing for a year, which is good. I'm glad that Jake has been doing his own thing when Olivia and Fitz were getting it on. I'm glad he just wasn't sitting by the side waiting for her to kind of change her mind about Fitz. So, you know, there's a girl that Jake's dating. I'm thinking that this girl, Rowan set this girl to kind of keep an eye on Jake. So I think there's more to it than meets the eye. So I'm thinking the next few episodes are going to talk about that, considering the fact that Olivia has gotten her OPA team to investigate Jake's new girlfriend. So that's going to be interesting to see right there. Now, Fitz. Fitz has been pretty much not doing his job. His job seems to be sexing all kinds of women and dating. I don't know. Fitz can never really get it together when it comes to being commander-in-chief. Commander-in-chief of the United States is not his thing. His thing is commander-in-chief of women. I'm sorry. That's what Fitz does. So in the last episode, I'm talking specifically the last episode because that's where more stuff happened. He has a girlfriend. So he's got a girlfriend now, this journalist that he's dating and sleeping with and is being with and all that other stuff. And Abby is doing her best to try, you know, press secretary to be her best to try to serve him and protect him, but he's being a real jerk, a real ass. You know, he's being Fitz, because Fitz can be a real jerk and a real ass. Sometimes I just can't stand him, and other times I love him, because Tony Goldwyn just plays that character so well. But in the last episode, I have to say I could not stand him. But he did come around at the end of the episode and pretty much understood that Abby is there to protect him and to watch over him. And if he wants to carry on the shenanigans with this journalist, you know, there's some protocols you need to follow. So that was pretty much that story. Now, interesting story going on is Susan Ross. Now, I love Susan Ross. The lady who plays her, I don't know her name, but she's a fantastic actress. So Lizzie has gotten David to get Susan to run for president. So she's going to run for president. And you know what? I think that she would make a great president. But I'm not really quite clear why Lizzie wanted Susan to run for president. I don't understand that part. What I do know is David is entangled in a triangle. If I ever thought that David would be in between a triangle that I actually am interested in, I would never believe it. Seriously, literally, those three are my interests right now on Scandal and trying to figure out how this goes, because I really likes Susan, and Susan really likes David. And David, I don't know who he likes. He's sleeping with both Lizzie and Susan, but, you know, if it was up to me to choose, he would be with Susan and not Lizzie, the little snake. That's what she is. She's a little snake. I don't like her. But there's some ulterior motive. I didn't get it, or maybe I missed it in the last episodes of why she wants Susan to run. But Susan's running for president, and it seems like she may actually win. Who else is running for president? Mellie. Mellie's running for president as well. Her poll numbers look good, and she's actually tagged on Olivia to help her win. Actually, Olivia helped her with a book in the last episode, not last episode, but the 1 week before. Olivia was helping her with a book, and that was a very intense episode. I like that because I like the dynamics between Mellie and Olivia, and to me, I felt like it was the first time they both really had the heart-to-heart to talk about their relationship, because truly they had a relationship. Whether it's the mistress and the wife, there was a relationship between Mellie and Olivia through the entire affair. You know, because one thing I never understood in the beginning of watching Scandal is, one, why Mellie stood by and allowed Olivia to come into her house and sleep with her man, and she would actually invite Olivia in the house. So that I never understood, but Mellie did it. And, you know, and Olivia not ever defending herself against Mellie. Oh my God, that was my pet peeve. Olivia would allow Mellie to talk down to her and make her feel like a fool and an idiot and all kinds of stuff, while Mellie invited this in her home. So I never understood that. So I would say in the last episode, those two kind of sat there and grilled each other on why Mellie stayed and why Olivia stayed or left or whatever. But anyways, I can't remember all the details of the conversation, but I think it cleared up a lot of thoughts of people trying to understand these two characters, who they are, and, you know, where they stood in this whole, I guess you can say, triangular affair that was, or quadrangle affair if you count Jake, but triangular affair that was happening and all. And it really showed that Mellie and Olivia are more alike than they are different, separate, and it almost created a sister bond, like they got, like they're like sister wives now and all. So it was really good. I really liked that aspect of the Mellie and Olivia storyline. Now, I don't think Olivia's going to help Mellie become president, but with the book coming out, it's really going to help Mellie's numbers, and it's really going to get her to where she needs to be. So that's it with that. Now, as for Fitz and Olivia, they don't interact. I don't know if they've interacted or talked at all. I don't remember in any episodes of them actually doing anything, but I know next week's episode they're supposed to actually finally meet. So that's going to be cool. So they haven't really had anything or much to do with each other. Now, Cyrus is bored pretty much. Fitz is not doing anything with him, and Fitz really only has 1 year left in his presidency, pretty much, and it's done. So Cyrus decides that he's going to try to get somebody else to run for president, and he's going to mold him the way he molded Fitz into presidency. And that's how last night's episode was really, really odd how Cyrus is devious. I mean, I thought Rowan is diabolic, but Cyrus is just as diabolic and evil and devilish as Rowan is. So, I mean, he put this plot together to have this governor of Pennsylvania shot so he could be a hero, so that the world would, people would know about him, and then he's going to pretty much put his claws on this guy and gear him to run for president so he can keep his office. Because, Cyrus himself always felt he didn't have, I guess, the physicality and the charm to become president, but he would literally, I think he lived through the presidency vicariously through Fitz, and he's going to find another guy who he's going to do that to. So that's that storyline. So pretty much summed up Scandal for the last 3 episodes. That's pretty much all that's going on. I think next week they're going to go back to the case of the week as well. And all. Scandal's been okay. I think it could get better. It used to be a time when I would just run to go watch the show. I could not miss a Thursday nights. And now it's like I'll watch it when I watch it. And all. So, but anyways, good episodes. Interesting to see next week where they go with it. Interesting to see next week where Olivia and Fitz conversation is going to go. So that's what I'm really excited. I'm just glad to have them talking again, because those two really excite me, and I want to see them together more often. So that is it. I'll see you next week for the 4th episode in 5B.